around AI and machine learning. But here to tell us more for this next session is Maria Ingold. Please give Maria a welcome.
Okay, it's Tuesday, right? Okay, and we're going to be talking about AI, the implications for TV distribution. So just so you understand, artificial intelligence is a bucket, right? It contains machine learning, which contains things like deep learning, which includes generative AI and neural networks. So AI-based codecs, super resolution, edge AI, these are the kinds of things we're going to be talking about today. But deep learning also uses aspects of machine learning. So supervised, for instance, is about predictions, and that's labeled data. Unsupervised is unlabeled data, and that gives us patterns. Semi-supervised combines those two. Self-supervised could be things like predictive text. And of course, there's reinforcement learning. So there are a number of practical use cases for how we're already using artificial intelligence. I'm going to touch on a few that are around distribution. So sports AI cameras, for instance, you can do object recognition, you can do facial recognition, you can do tracking, and then that allows you to do analytics. And this is really making things possible for really niche sports by having that automated sports broadcasting. Upscaling, we're going to talk a lot about this. AWS, for instance, talked about it at IBC. They're using a combination of machine learning and deep learning and generative AI to do this. But of course, we've been doing this with televisions and hardware for a while. So CDN optimization, for instance, there's edge AI, what Cinemedia does. Akamai does security, so checking to see if there's going to be any DDoS attacks. But there's also preemptive caching and predicting traffic load, for instance. We're going to go a bit more into what's happening around compression and encoding. So the Digital Production Partnership also has a different slice of this particular pie. So they have their AI radar. They look at create, consume, and fulfill. We're looking at the fulfillment side here. So versioning and localization, that's moving, say, from a horizontal to a vertical, a video verticalization. There's a lot around localization right now in AI, but it's not fully automated at this stage. However, this is the area where the DPP sees the biggest potential for growth. Compliance and delivery, so this could be automated checking for burnt-in subtitles or checking for what kind of audio tracks there, alignment for subtitles and audio to video, for instance. Content segmentation enables ad insertion. It also enables the skipping of credits at the beginning or at the end. Scheduling, for instance, can help automate fast channel schedules. Rights and royalties. That piece is around, say, if you've got a lot of legal contracts and they're all slightly different and you want to be able to figure out what you're delivering to your clients, you can summarize that. And we're going to talk more about that distribution piece, which is the CDN optimization and video compression enhancement. So what if AI could save you 25%, but still maintain that perceived visual quality? So the way that it does this, it can make things more sustainable, you can get a better quality of experience, and it can save you money, crucially. So this is where we are now. This is BitMoving, 7th annual BitMoving Developer Report. The bars in red are video on demand. I don't know why that's changed on this slide, but it's video on demand. The bars in blue are live. And the lines reflect what we're planning to implement in the next 1 to 2 years. So you can see that HEVC, well, you can't see because the numbers have changed on here, but the first one is H.264, the second one is HEVC, and that third one is AV1. And then the others include the other codecs. Now, AV1 has a higher compression rate, so that's why there's more interest in something like that. But it's good for 4K and things like that. But the other thing is you have to consider around device, what devices it's available on. So AV1, for instance, is better at being able to be done in software. But what if there were other choices? So I had to put this in because this is what DALL-E thinks content-aware encoding is, which I think is absolutely hilarious. So you can improve existing algorithms. So Harmonic, for instance, has been using AI for content-aware encoding, and they do a range of different things. So there's unsupervised machine learning. First slide, we talked about unsupervised. That means that it can find patterns. So it's looking for similarities in video content. And that can help use that bandwidth better. Intelligent motion estimation is about predicting. So you can guess what the upcoming video frames are going to be, and then you can optimize any redundant data, and so therefore optimize your compression. And of course, there's reinforcement learning. This means that we have continuous learning throughout this process, which means that it's continually improving. You can also add artificial intelligence tools. So in full disclosure, I'm a former board advisor for iSize, which has just been sold to Sony Interactive Entertainment. And they came up with a pre-coding part, and that reduces bits while maintaining perceptual visual quality. So it uses things like VMAF, but it can balance that with other metrics as well that are fidelity metrics. When you combine that with something like dynamic resolution selection, then you can intelligently downscale that resolution, and you can automatically upscale it using existing player without having to add additional software. So again, this precedes the encoding part and can be fairly agnostic. Super resolution is something a lot of people are talking about right now. This comes after the decoder. That means, again, it's fully agnostic of what codec you're using. So Bitmoving, for instance, is doing a lot of research in these areas. They're looking at real time for mobile devices and what that might look like. So what this does is reduce the amount of video data that you're downloading, and then enhances that adaptive bitrate segment using super resolution to maintain or improve that quality of experience. There's something called the Moving Picture Audio and Data Coding by AI, MPAI, that is now looking at 10 different ways of modifying something with artificial intelligence. So in this case, they're doing something called MPAI EVC, which is they're looking at the essential video coding codec, their baseline profile, and they're either enhancing or replacing the existing coding tools. So one of the things that they're doing, or three things that they're doing right now, are intra-prediction, which is removing redundancies within an image, more on super resolution, and then in-loop filtering, which is enhancing that reconstructed image. But they're also looking at what if you replace the entire workflow with neural nets, right? So at the moment, they're only at functional requirements, but the MPEG Joint Video Exploration Team, JVET, combined with MPEG ITU Joint Video Exploration Team, is looking at NNVC, which is neural network-based video coding. So again, neural networks are the big thing that we're looking at here. And they've got three different approaches that they're looking at. So similarly, they're looking at what does it mean if we're doing this in a hybrid way. So if we're replacing existing tools, or if we're adding, just changing the way that we're doing something, but it's hybrid here. Again, super resolution is a key part. And then they're again looking at what happens if we replace everything. Now, there's no specific target for standardizing. Some things I've seen said that they're looking for this sort of by 2030. And crucially, one of the things that they've done is come up with a common NNVC test software, which means that we should see more advancements in this coming up soon. So in the future, this is where we're heading towards, this is where we are now. A lot of places are already using AI, and we're heading towards a future with using more AI and neural nets. And we'll be able to hit that more sustainable, higher quality of experience and save money. So thank you very much.